Hello, my name is Ben Parody. I'm here today to introduce the marvelous form of exercise called Tai Chi, which originated in China a thousand or so years ago, and which is still being practiced today. As a matter of fact, all the children in China in the schools, they learn the different forms of Tai Chi, and they have 24 standard forms. What I'd like to do with you today and a series of classes is to introduce a version of Tai Chi which is designed to help people with arthritis or who have problems with balance. So you may wonder what does Tai Chi stand for? Well, it basically is a form of meditation where you're moving. And the term Chi is energy. So as you're moving and doing this, it allows the energy in your body to be released and be able to flow from one point to another. Have you ever gotten up in the morning and your joints are kind of sore? Like maybe you don't have full-scale arthritis, but you got a hard time moving your fingers, and then as the day goes on, things loosen up. Well, that's the idea with arthritis. It gets worse, or you feel it worse, when there's inflammation around your joints. And inflammation is just a buildup of fluids. So if you can allow those fluids to move out of there so that there's not as much pressure, your joints will loosen up and you won't feel as much pain, or you might not feel any pain at all. So I had a shoulder injury a few years ago, and when the guy in the physical therapy was looking at my x-ray, he says, "You know what, Mr. Parody, look, between your fourth and fifth vertebrae, you got these little pins growing like stalagmites and stalactites. That's the beginning of arthritis. You're going to be suffering from arthritis with that, you know, pretty soon." And it kind of scared me a little bit. But I've noticed that some mornings I wake up and sure enough I notice the stiffness there and a little bit of an ache. It's really not very bad, but it's noticeable. And of course my hands, my joints are kind of stiff. So by doing Tai Chi, the slow, graceful motions allows inflammation to go away. It allows energy to move. It's also extremely good for your psychological welfare. Why is that? Because the forms are kind of strict. You have to follow certain steps and motions. And so you're concentrating on getting all these motions right. And it keeps your mind away from other things so that you can relax. And once you're done, okay, you feel like a weight off your shoulders. And your body feels good, and your mind is more relaxed. So there are other ways of getting the same result, but Tai Chi does it very efficiently. And plus it's fun. You know, you get a great feeling. It's kind of like somebody asks you to help them out, and you go help them, and you get this great feeling of being able to be of service to others. With Tai Chi, you get that kind of, you're doing a service to your body. Imagine your body's in need, okay, and needs to be serviced. This is a kind of, like taking your car to the garage for a tune-up or for an oil change. So you're doing a service there, and you'll feel good about it. All right, so all the different forms range in ability, but these were designed specifically by a doctor from Australia, Dr. Paul Lam, who himself at a young age, when he was in his early 20s, developed arthritis. And he was also a martial arts person who was focusing on Tai Chi. So, and he noticed that after he did a bout of Tai Chi, his arthritis was not as noticeable. It seemed to alleviate the arthritis. So then he says, well, it's not only young people that have arthritis, older folks, and a lot more older folks. So he came up with a version or forms that would allow older folks to be able to do them safely. And in doing so, it also helps people with their balancing. So, and I'll explain that some more as I go on. So I know this is a kind of a long introduction, but I think it might be useful to you to understand how beneficial Tai Chi is. It has been to me, because I've been doing it now for 5 years. And what excited me at first was not just the arthritis, but also I was starting to get, I'm an avid skier, so I was having a hard time with my balance on the ski slopes or the ski trails, and I would fall occasionally, which I didn't like very much, especially as I'm an assistant coach, and here are the freshmen and the beginning skiers are kind of laughing or snickering because here's the coach falling on his butt. Well, anyway, since I've been doing Tai Chi, I rarely fall now. So it's really helped my balance as well. So I hope the same thing works for you. So before we do the forms, Dr. Lamb recommends that we do some warm-ups. And the warm-up exercises are paired up with breathing exercises as well. So we warm up several parts of the body. We start with the neck, then we do the shoulders, and then the spine, the hips, the legs, and finally the ankles. So, and there's a couple of exercises for each part of the body so that after we're done with the warm-ups, we're kind of loose and energetic. The other thing I'm going to remind us of is the breathing as part of the, not just the warm-ups, but the forms. There's a recent interest in something called wellness, and where breathing is emphasized. So the creators of Tai Chi have promoted this all the time. The exhale and inhale. So what I'm going to have you do is to remember that in each of the forms are in 2 parts, beginning and end. Each of the warm-ups are in 2 parts. So you inhale and then exhale. And so I'll remind you about that as we go along. First warm-up for the neck, okay, is, well, first of all, good posture is important. So you'll notice that I'm adjusting my shoulders, okay? So if I turn sideways to you, you'll be able to see better. Normally I'm like this, but I try to bring my shoulders and so that all the joints in my body are in like a sheet of paper. They're all fit in on that sheet of paper. They're in a plane. So, and the first warm-up is just to let my hands float up, okay, like this. And then I turn my hands towards my chin, and as I come in, I move my chin back just ever so slightly, and then I go out, okay, like so. All right, so as my hands go up, I inhale slowly, so. Then I hold my breath, and then as I push out, I exhale. All right. So you do that 3 times. So hands float up. Hands come in and exhale. Do it one more time. Inhale. And exhale. All right. So that's the first neck exercise. The second one is you start off by making believe you're holding a ball with your right hand on top. And then as you inhale, your top hand, the right hand, is going to come up and face you. It's just like you're holding a mirror and you're looking at yourself in the mirror. The other hand just goes by your hip. Okay, so you go over like 60-something degrees, something like that. You come back as you exhale. Okay, switch hands. Now the other hand has the mirror. Inhale, exhale. And we do that 3 times. Inhale. This time you go a little further, maybe 90 degrees. Exhale. Inhale. and exhale. And last time, go further back. Don't go till it hurts. Just go till it's uncomfortable. There we go. Exhale. Inhale. And back to the center. Okay. All right. So that loosens up your neck quite a bit. Okay. It also does marvelous things. So as you're moving your hand, your shoulders are going back and relaxing all the front muscles because usually they're tight. So this kind of loosens them up. All right. So now shoulder exercise is just rolling your shoulders. So you lift up your shoulders, roll them forward, and then you roll them backwards. Okay. I'm going to do that sideways so you can see better. Okay, and as I inhale, I go up and exhale. And inhale, exhale. All right, so we do that 3 times. I'll do it one more time. Inhale, exhale. All right. The other shoulder exercise is a very famous motion in Tai Chi, and it's called gathering the chi or gathering the energy. So what you do there is you make believe there's energy in front of you, and you're going to go up with your hands, okay, and then your hands are going to gather that energy and bring it to your tummy. The stomach is the center of energy according to Tai Chi experts. All right, and do that again. Inhale as your hands go up. Exhale. I'll do it sideways so you can see better. Hands go up and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now, one of the things that can help you decide whether you're moving fast enough or not fast enough is imagine that you're moving your hands while you're underwater, that your hands have to push aside water as you're going up. So you wouldn't go up like this. You'd have to wait for the water to move out of your way, okay? And while you're doing that, you're also controlling your muscles, so you're actually getting a better exercise. All right, so that's the second part of warming up your shoulders. Third area is the spine. The spine is very important to loosen up. So hold the ball again, right hand on top, and this time you're going to make believe, okay, you're just going to rotate the ball to your right about 45 degrees, switch hands, and go to the left, okay, and switch, go to the right, switch, okay, inhale, and exhale. And one last time, inhale, and exhale. All right, so that loosens up your spine a little bit. The other thing we can do to loosen up the spine is to start with holding the ball, but this time I want your right hand to go up above you like you're going to be pushing up on the ceiling, and your left hand drops by your hips. Inhale and exhale. Come back to your ball, switch hands. Now the other hand goes up. Okay, comes down and switch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. All right, so now that's loosened up your spine pretty well. Now we're going to work on the hips. Now, what I want you to do is just to hold your hands down a little bit, and I want you to put all your weight on your right foot so that the left leg is empty. There's no weight on the left leg. And then you're going to move your left leg up and just put your heel down like that. Then you're going to come back to the middle and move your toe to the back like this. Now while you're moving your foot back, your hands will float forward. Come back to the middle, hands go to the middle. Go to the front with your foot, hands go to the back. Okay, you do that. All right, just like that. Now, as you develop better balance, you can skip the middle step. So in other words, you go forward and all the way back. Forward and all the way back. Okay? Now you've done that 3 times on one side. Now you go to the other side. Forward, middle, back. Middle, forward, middle, back, and then go all the way if you can. Back, forward, back, and back to the middle. So you don't have to start with middle in there. If you feel comfortable, you can go just like this right from the beginning, or you can just, whatever your level of expertise is. So that's helped to loosen up the hips a little bit. Another good hip relaxer, and for me it also relaxes the lower part of my spine, because I tend to have a sore back, a sciatica, and so this loosens that up quite well. So this time, okay, you're going to make believe there's a wall over here, and you're going to lean on the wall, your elbow and hand pushing on the wall, and your opposite hand will be below the elbow, pushing on the wall. And while you're doing that, your opposite foot is going to reach outward like this. All right, then you're going to come back, hands go to the middle. Now you're going to push on a wall on the other side. All right, and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So once you've done that on each side 3 times, that really loosens up your hips and also maybe relaxes the back muscles, so your backache might go away. Now to work on the legs, all right, you make an empty fist. Well, what I mean by an empty fist is that you touch, like, make believe you're holding a canary, and you don't want to choke the canary, you just want to hold it nice and firm. And you put your empty fist on your hips. So the first thing is, again, put all your weight on your right side, okay, empty the left, and this time, okay, you're going to move your toe up to the left, okay, forward, like this, while your hand is going to go from your hip forward like a punch. Okay, then you come back, and then you do that on the other side, like so. Like so. And punch. Now, as your balance gets better, instead of just putting your toe forward, you can bring your knee up and kick. Like so. And we do that 3 times. And again, if that's a little bit too much when you're beginning, just move your toe out and punch this way. So that's one of the leg exercises. The second one is similar. You start with the empty fist on your hips, and this time you're going to put all your weight on the right, but instead of putting your toe forward, okay, you're going to put your heel forward like this. And you're going to hold that for a split second, and now you're going to bring all your weight, okay, or most of your weight on that left foot while you punch. Then you come back, okay, empty the right side this time and bring it forward, and punch, and come back. Inhale, punch, come back. Inhale, punch, exhale. Punch, punch. So that's the other leg warm-up that we do. Now we're going to work on the ankles. Just hold your hands loose, and you're going to left heel forward, now toe down, heel, toe, heel, toe. I'll switch to the other side, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And now we're going to do left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And that's the warm-up exercises, so you just shake it off as you finish. All right, so that's a warm-up to the different forms that we do in Tai Chi. You should do that every time you want to do Tai Chi. It doesn't take long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the warm-ups without talking, all right, just as a quick review. All right. Another thing I forgot is typically in a Tai Chi gathering, people salute each other by holding up their right fist and covering the fist with their left hand where the thumb is tipped down. So what that symbolizes is that you have strength, but that the strength is for peace. So you're submitting to your fellow warriors or fellow participants. So we usually start that way. Also, watch your posture, shoulders back, remember to go in the plane. And then we start, okay? So let your hands float up. Remember, they're moving through water. Whoop. You notice that I stumbled there, and if that happens to you, don't worry about it. Just continue going. Even though I've been doing Tai Chi for a while, it's still an exercise that I'm trying to perfect, and it happens to the best of us. Or don't worry about it. Okay. The important thing is that you keep on persisting and you get better all the time. And there's no such thing as a complete perfect workout. There's always a misstep here and there. Okay. The first form in Tai Chi is called commencement. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, kind of, again, you have good posture. And you start with your feet, instead of being side, kind of opened up a little bit. So you open up your feet a little bit and have good posture. And when you begin, your hands just float up, not flat, but sideways like this. Okay, then your hands come down, and then they come towards your belly, and then they go up. And after you've done that, then you take a step forward and go out again and come back to the middle. And then that's known as commencement. So I'm going to do it again sideways. Okay, so you see it from this perspective. All right, so hands go up and they come back down, in and up. And at this time, as your hands go up, your weight is all in your right, so you can take a step, your left foot takes a small step forward, and as you're stepping forward, your hands go out like this, and then they come back up. All right, so that's known as commencement. So what I'm going to show you is that in all the forms, we like to focus on understanding how your feet should move first. So at the beginning of the form, okay, you're just standing there, and then you're going to shift your weight to the right, so your left foot makes a half step forward like so. And then as you move your weight onto the left, your right foot comes up. So that's all there is for footwork in this first form. So it's not very complicated. I'll do it from the side. So your feet are open a little bit, okay? And your left foot comes forward, weight on the left, right foot comes up. And that's it. All right, so let's do that again. All right, left foot comes up, right foot forward, and that's the footwork. Now the hands, you notice my hands start floating up, all right, straight ahead, okay, up to shoulder level, and then they come back down, following the same path. But when you get down, you don't stop there, you come up next to your stomach and up to your chin, and then you reach out forward like this and then come back in. So I'll do that from the side. So here's, okay, you're starting, your hands go up, and You come down and back up like this. Now from the side you can see that I'm making something that looks like a U, all right? So from out here, you come down and you make a U. And then your hands go forward and back. So that's the motion of the hands. So let me do that again, all right? So you start by your side, all right? Hands go up, come down to make your U, bottom of the U, and up to the other side of the U. Hands go forward and come back. All right. So one way of thinking about this is to think that as you're starting off, you see a friend and you're going to give your friend a present. So you offer him a present. He says no. So your hands come down and you come up and you say, well, maybe he might reconsider. So you offer the present again, okay? And he says no again, then you come back. All right? So that's the commencement. I'll review doing this again using both the feet and the arms at the same time. So as I start, okay, my feet are opened up a little bit, all right? And my hands float up, offering a present. Hands come down, making a U, up. And now as I'm coming up, my weight shifts to the right so I can take a small step forward. And as I step forward, I also push my hands out to offer the present a second time. All right, and at the same time, my other foot comes up. And then I come back into the middle. All right, so I'll do that sideways using both feet and arms. All right, ready? Begin. And that's commencement. That's the first form. Well, right after we do the first form, we do a motion called open close. So I'll go through the first form, and you'll notice that when I bring my hands back in, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to open. So my hands are facing each other, okay, and I'm going to open slightly up to about my shoulders at the most, and then come back in. Now, the middle of the hands are known as energy points in Tai Chi. So when they face each other, there's a transfer of energy supposedly here. All right. So I'll start from the beginning. I'll do the commencement again. All right. Hands float up. Hands come down. Make a U. Transfer weight to the right. Step forward. Hands go forward. You come back, open, close. All right? So we'll do this sideways. Tai Chi for arthritis, begin. All right, so that's forms 1 and 2. Now at the end of each exercise, it's recommended that we do a cool down, which is loosening up your muscles. And there's just 3 things to do for a cool down. The first one is just to make believe that there's something in front of you that's scaring you, and you're going to tighten right up. So every muscle in your body tightens up, okay, and then you relax. It could be anything that you're afraid of. Maybe it's a rattlesnake, or it could be those of you that might be afraid of mice. You say, oh, a mouse, okay. Or if it's something else that you're afraid of, like a lion, oh, lion. Okay. So you do this tensing up 3 times. And to cool down your legs a little bit, you just lift up your knee, okay, and punch the thigh and kick. Punch the thigh 2-3 times. All right, and the last thing is gathering the chi, which is part of the warm-up, but it's also part of the cool-down. So hands go up and come into your stomach. Hands go up and come into your stomach. Hands come up and then you're done. And then you give your salute again. So fist, right fist, left hand on top. Symbol of peace and respect.